Hey, today I'm going to be showing you how I make one of the most popular necklaces in my shop. The Everlasting Snow Globe necklace. My name is Urentia and I make jewellery from my home studio in Cape Town, South Africa. This will be a shorter, more condensed video, so I hope you enjoy watching. Everlasting is a member of the daisy family and grow here in the Western Cape. They are commonly known as Cape Snow, and when they're cut, they retain their shape and colour for years, which is why it's called everlasting. I found a massive patch of these last year, and I've been responsibly harvesting them for my necklaces. The first step is to encase the flower in resin. I use a UV stable crystal clear resin from my local resin supplier. When the resin is thoroughly mixed by hand, I move it to my vacuum chamber where I will vacuum out most of the trapped air bubbles. Over the next 48 hours, I will be continuously repositioning the flower as it will shift during the curing stage. I will also remove all air bubbles that float up to the surface to make sure that it turns out perfectly. Demolding is my favorite part, as I get to see the clear flower encased forever. Then I went through all of the globes to choose the one that I'll be making in this video. I will likely use them all at some point, but I landed on this one for the purpose of the video. Next up, I'll be making the cap for the pendant. This is 0.5 sterling silver plate, which I will soften up by annealing it with a torch. And once it's ready to work with, I take it to my stamping block. Now, ideally, I should be using a brass mallet. I know this, but I haven't been able to find one locally, and I will switch to one as soon as I do. So then I transfer it to my doming block, which is where I will hammer the disc into the half round shape which forms the cap. I then solder a jump ring to the top of the dome to be able to attach it to a silver chain. It then goes into my pickle pot and looks something like this when it's done. Neat. Now that the resin is cured, I fill in the hole with UV curable resin and I cure it using my UV torch. I then move on to sanding the globe with 2000 grit wet sandpaper, and then I also sand the inside of the cap with 320 grit sandpaper. I will be attaching the cap onto the globe with resin, so I want to make sure that the surface is nice and scuffed up so that it sticks better. And once the cap is nice and secure, I can go ahead and prep it for polishing. I do this by also sanding the top of the cap to get the silver nice and shiny. And then it's polishing time. And now, it is time for the reveal. I really like these, and I love that each one turns out unique. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the process, please consider subscribing. Så, it's at my